Look at your life with unflinching honesty. Every tremor of guilt, every hesitant apology, every impulse to forgive without question. These are not natural expressions of your humanity, but lessons drilled into you from the moment you became aware. They molded you into someone compliant, someone who fears confrontation more than isolation, someone who equates silence with virtue. They taught you to say sorry for things beyond your control, to swallow your indignation when trust was violated, to smile and nod when your kindness was exploited. You were lauded for patience, praised for bearing the brunt of others' transgressions without raising your voice. That's just how a good person behaves, they told you. But it was not kindness. It was control. Turn back the clock to Machiavelli's Florence, and you'll find he argued that rulers maintain their grip on power by keeping the populace gentle, submissive, and obedient. Your weakness, whatever form it takes, uncertain decisions, over-explaining, overt contrition, was installed like a virus, meticulously programmed into your psyche to make you manageable. The architects of this system believed they had you locked the moment you apologized without reason, the instant you excused treachery, the second you accepted subjugation as destiny. They celebrated another victory. Yet there is a trembling fear beneath their triumph, a dread that pulses through the corridors of authority. The moment you awaken, the moment you stop saying, "I'm sorry," for simply existing, the moment you walk away without guilt or permission, their power slips. This is not cruelty. It is inevitability. Weakness is not a character flaw. It is a death sentence in the contest for influence. In the jungle of human interaction, the fragile and forgiving are not protected. They are prey. The world measures you not by your intent, but by your image. Project frailty, and you will attract predators. Display boundless forgiveness, and you'll invite betrayal. Exhibit kindness devoid of strength, and you'll become a perpetual resource for the callous, marked for exploitation. Machiavelli exhorted both monarchs and men to understand that love is fickle, but fear enduring. Better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. Weakness is not dignity. It is an open invitation to subjugation. We exist within a matrix of soothing falsehoods. Nice guys finish first. Patience is always rewarded. Good things come to those who wait. Hear those words, and you hear the lullabies of slaves. Respect is not granted to those who tolerate disrespect. Fear does not reside in the hearts of those who pardon every affront. Followers do not trail the one who stumbles over each decision. The cost of weakness is insidious. At first, it is relegated to small indignities, dismissive glances, forgotten meetings, unreturned messages. You become invisible. Then the toll accelerates. Betrayals, catastrophic failures, relinquished opportunities. Weakness manifests as emotional softness, but its more lethal forms are indecision and over-explanation. It whispers, "Ask permission," when you should command. It prioritizes consequence over conquest. It dresses fear as virtue. To dismantle this corrosive architecture, you must begin with recognition. Call out every weakness without excuse. The guilt that shackles you, the hesitation that stalls you, the compulsion to pacify even when silence would serve you better. Strip away the veneer of morality that conceals fear. Confront the truth that familiarity keeps you weak. Comfort, society's most persuasive drug, teaches that safety trumps growth. From infancy, you're fed platitudes, "Be good." "Wait your turn. Everything will work out." These words are lullabies for the powerless. The system thrives on your obedience because obedient people pay taxes, follow orders, and die quietly, unaware that every facet of their existence was engineered to maintain control. Machiavelli saw this clearly. Power is never bestowed, it is seized. But first you must reject the illusions that anchor you to weakness. Identify the lies, the lie of moral superiority. They praise kindness, forgiveness, and suffering in silence, yet the victors of history were seldom the most virtuous. Ascendancy is claimed not through altruism, but through strategic value, either by aligning with power or by becoming power itself. The lie of time. Be patient, your moment will come. Time is not an ally. It is an assassin. Each second of hesitation is an open door for someone colder, bolder, and hungrier. The world waits for no one. It devours. The lie of equality. We are all equal. That claim lulls the masses into passivity. In reality, some dominate and others submit. There is no middle ground. You lead or you are led. The lie of stability. The craving for predictability. Steady job, safe home, breeds softness. Stability is the anesthetic that dulls ambition. True power thrives in chaos, in the capacity to adapt swiftly to upheaval. The lie of guilt. Society attaches a leash around your neck by making you feel guilty for wanting more, for cutting ties, for asserting boundaries. Guilt is weakness concealed in morality. Comfort always lies. To break free, you must become ruthless with the truth. Tear away every mask, reject every comforting narrative, embrace the darker reality. No savior is coming. You must become the one people fear, respect, and follow, or remain invisible forever. Weakness endures because the lies are pleasant. But comfort is the slowest form of suicide. To escape weakness, you must cultivate violence against comfort, burn down the illusions one by one, and forge a mind honed for war. Emotional reactions are the enemy of strategy. Machiavellian doctrine commands, replace feeling with calculation. Begin by ceasing to react. Emotions are predictable levers others can manipulate. Anger, offense, craving. Each emotion scripts your behavior. Once they provoke you, they own you. But when every move is purposeful, aimed at leveraging reputation, increasing influence, preserving advantage, weakness cannot take root. You are not in this world to express your feelings, but to construct your power. Detach from outcomes. Emotional minds fixate on results. Strategic minds pursue positioning. If a plan fails, they recalibrate. If an ally deserts, they do not plead, they replace. A surgical mind excises what no longer serves without hesitation. Learn to walk away. No second chances, no emotional negotiations. Use emotion as bait, never as navigator. Display kindness, but conceal ruthlessness. Show openness, but remain inscrutable. Let others believe you care while you plot your next move behind an unreadable facade. A smile disarms, silence unnerves. Trust becomes currency to be spent strategically. Build an inner fortress of ice beneath a blaze of ambition. This does not necessitate cruelty, but clarity. Every person, every plan, every memory must face one question. Does this enhance my power or render me vulnerable? If it weakens you, destroy it. If it demands emotional labor, abandon it. If it impedes speed, cut it loose. Clarity, not kindness, is your cure. Control, not compassion, is your compass. In the game of power, attachment is your greatest vulnerability. Attachment to people, to comfort, to identity, all serve as levers for others to manipulate. The man who needs nothing cannot be owned. Detach from your own image. The craving for approval is weakness in disguise. Soften your behavior to avoid threatening others, and you surrender authority. Let them misunderstand you. Let them shiver in your mystique. What matters is not their comfort, but your ascension. Most cling to bygone versions of themselves, bound by loyalty to a past that no longer serves. Reinvention is the tool of the formidable. Kill your former self, the one who apologized too quickly, hesitated too often. Let it rot. Embrace discomfort, for stability breeds stagnation. Thrive in pressure, think lucidly amid crisis, and act decisively when others falter. Finally, relinquish obsession over outcomes. You cannot control how things turn out, but you can govern your reactions. Genuine power is found in letting go of expectation. When you cease to fear loss, you master yourself. The truly dangerous man needs no external validation. He walks alone not from hatred of others, but from trust in himself. He pursues nothing and fears no loss. Once you sever the threads of attachment, you reclaim sovereignty over your mind, and no one can wrest it from you. Having eradicated softness, stripped away every dependency, silenced the chaos within, a new presence emerges. Not mere confidence, but an untouchable, inscrutable force. This is not about self-improvement. It is about becoming dangerous, not to harm innocence, but to neutralize anything that would control you. You are no longer guided by emotion. Approval no longer beckons you. Indecision finds no home in your mind. The vestiges of your former indecisive, apologetic self lie buried beneath a sharpened will. Guilt gives way to clarity. Fear transforms into calm. Attachment metamorphoses into detachment. In that silence, others sense the seismic shift before they can name it. They feel the absence of your craving, the disappearance of your emotional reactions. You flinch no more, you chase no longer. You no longer fill the role of the safe confidant they depended on, because you became an anomaly among ordinary men, a quiet storm, a still presence that demands attention. This is not arrogance. This is authority earned through the ruthless eradication of emotional dependence. Your rise is not heralded by fanfare. It is a silent takeover from within, impervious to failure, betrayal, or isolation. You neither plead for respect nor seek approval. You command it with every boundary enforced, every attachment severed, every silent moment cultivated. You are no longer the victim of your circumstances. You are their master. Men may call you cold. Let them. The dangerous man cares not for their opinions, but for outcomes. And the outcome you choose is total control. Control of your emotions, of your mind, and ultimately of your environment. This power was never gifted. It was carved by every decision to prioritize strategy over sentiment. You are no longer the one who gets hurt. You are the one who gets remembered. The dangerous man does not shout. He does not threaten. His presence alone carries more weight than 10 angry voices. You observe without responding. You anticipate betrayal before it arrives. You replace loyalty with utility. When someone crosses a line, you do not argue, you erase. You are dangerous not because you seek to harm, but because you need no one. That realization terrifies the weak. They cannot fathom existence without approval. But you have built a mind that thrives in solitude. You no longer chase peace. You are peace. And that peace strikes like thunder. Even amid chaos, your stillness reverberates. When you exit a room, you leave behind a vacuum that people scramble to fill. You do not announce your ascent. You embody it. You refuse to return to weakness. You were not born weak. You were made weak by external pressures, softened by guilt, shackled by emotional expectations. Those lessons taught you to be compliant, to respond rather than command, to hesitate rather than act. Each acquiescence stripped you of power. But that version of you is dead. You have burned it to ashes. You have severed every chain, excised every attachment, and reclaimed your edge. The softness that once rendered you pliable has been replaced by impenetrable silence. Hesitation has given way to unerring speed. Emotional dependence lies crushed at your feet. You are something else now, not cold from malice, but cold from unassailable clarity. You no longer move to appease, but to dominate. You do not speak to persuade, but to command. You have removed every weakness applauded by the powerless and constructed a mind that bends pressure into precision. You do not react. You vanish. And when you return, the world is irrevocably altered because you have altered it. You have become a danger sensed but never fully comprehended, a calm before the irreversible storm. You leave others guessing, questioning, regretting their miscalculations. Power now feels organic, not forced. It is earned not through volume, but through silence, not through brute force, but through calculated absence. You did not fight harder. You refused to engage on their terms. You removed their foothold. You became unreachable, and in doing so, unforgettable. This is not fear for fear's sake. It is the embodiment of completeness, an autonomy so profound that no one can shake you, bend you, or use you. You are no longer breakable. You are no longer available to the world that once thrived on your hesitation. You are your own weapon now, calm, cold, calculated. If these words have struck something deep within you, if you feel the stirrings of that ruthless truth, then stand firm in your silence. For what comes next is not for everyone, but it is for you. You are no longer one among many. You are the consequence. Beyond the forge of your will lies a new battlefield, one that exists not in the streets or boardrooms, but within the corridors of perception. Every thought you project, every glance you cast, ripples through the psyches of those around you. When you walk into a space, the atmosphere should shift imperceptibly, subtle enough to avoid overt alarm, yet undeniable to anyone attuned to power's undercurrents. You are no longer merely present, you are an event. Cultivate this aura by mastering stillness. Let your body speak volumes through lack of movement, letting others fill the silence with their own uncertainties. In that pregnant pause, you command attention without uttering a syllable. Information is your most potent weapon. Knowledge of people's desires, fears, ambitions, and weaknesses affords you leverage unrivaled by brute force. Devise systems to gather intelligence, observe interactions in social settings, trace patterns in correspondence, and quietly mine public records. Every detail is a pixel in the portrait of influence you paint. Then, employ that intelligence surgically. Offer assistance precisely when your allies' doubts peak. Withhold critical endorsement when loyalty wavers. Deliver oblique warnings when adversaries grow too bold. In this way, you choreograph behavior like a master conductor, bending outcomes to your strategic will. Narrative is the architecture of reality. Control the storyline, and you control how events are interpreted, remembered, and acted upon. Craft your public statements not as spontaneous utterances, but as calibrated movements in a grander drama. Seed rumors that shape expectations. Allow yourself to be seen at pivotal moments. Stage symbolic gestures that align with the image you wish to project. When the narrative reflects your intended identity, ruthless yet principled, inscrutable yet magnetic, you become more than a person. You become a legend in the minds of those who witness your rise. Reputation is forged in whispers. Reputation used to be hammered out over decades. In the digital age, a single viral moment can immortalize or annihilate you. Guard yours fiercely. Delegate damage control to a trusted circle. Reward loyalty with access to raw information, and discredit dissenters through subtle reputation engineering techniques, strategic leaks, planted half-truths, and well-timed commendations. Let the market of ideas work for you. Shape perceptions so that by the time anyone audacious enough to oppose you steps forward, They find the terrain already littered with preconceptions that favor your ascent. Fear and respect exist on a razor's edge. You do not seek to terrify indiscriminately. Terror is a volatile fuel that consumes its container. Rather, you imbue a restrained trepidation, just enough to prevent others from venturing beyond their assigned roles. Cultivate respect through acts of visible competence, consistency of purpose, and strategic generosity. Then, when it's necessary to enforce boundaries, do so with swift finality. The memory of a decisive rebuke lingers longer than the glow of kindness. Wield both judiciously to maintain equilibrium. Your network is a living organism. Nurture its vital nodes, those individuals whose influence multiplies through their own connections. Offer them opportunities to shine under your banner, and in return they become ambassadors for your power. Maintain peripheral ties with potential rivals, ensuring you can draw upon or neutralize them as circumstances shift. A truly formidable network is decentralized enough to survive your absence, yet loyal enough to coalesce around your directives at a moment's notice. Even as your influence expands, never mistake inertia for security. Power is like water in a channel. Stagnant, it breeds decay. In motion, it carves canyons. Continue to refine your tactics, to innovate new methods of dominance, to probe fresh arenas for advantage. Regularly audit your victories and failures with the same clinical detachment you reserve for your enemies. Seek out situations that test your resolve and force you to adapt. True mastery is not demonstrated in moments of triumph, but in the grace with which you recover from unanticipated setbacks. To transcend ordinary limitations, understand that your mind and your environment are one. The contours of your surroundings, furniture arrangement, lighting, even scent, can be optimized to reinforce your psychological state and unsettle intruders. Design a private space that immerses you in discipline, walls adorned with reminders of strategic principles, a desk cleared of extraneous items, lighting calibrated to sharpen focus. In this citadel of clarity, your thoughts align with action. When you re-enter the world, you carry that internal architecture outward, altering external reality to match your inner landscape. Solitude is your sanctuary and your crucible. It is in silence that you confront the ghosts of your former self, the hesitant apologies, the needless concessions, the emotional entanglements that once drained you. Solitude strips away distractions and forces you to acknowledge unfinished business in your psyche. Embrace this process without flinching. Let it be a cycle of dismantling old paradigms and reconstructing them according to your evolving mastery. When you emerge, you will carry both the scars and the insights that only prolonged seclusion can yield. At the apex of your transformation, you find that you need no endorsement, neither from institutions nor individuals. You have internalized the laws of power so thoroughly that your every decision resonates outward, shaping the decisions of those who encounter you. Invitations to join leagues, to lead initiatives, to grant interviews all arrive on your terms, and you select which to accept based solely on their strategic merit. This autonomous posture reinforces itself. The less you chase opportunities, the more they gravitate toward you, mistaking your absence for an unspoken decree of exclusivity. Yet this path is neither easy nor safe. Expect attempts at subversion, envy disguised as advice, and alliances that dissolve the moment they outlive their benefit to you. Prepare for betrayals subtle enough to masquerade as tokens of goodwill. Your vigilance must extend beyond the external. Monitor the betrayals of your own mind, moments when nostalgia for comfort beckons, or when a stray empathetic impulse threatens to compromise your hard-won clarity. Each lapse is an opportunity to reaffirm your commitment to strategic supremacy. There is no terminus in this evolution. It is an endless horizon of refinement, and adaptation. As the world changes, so must your methods. Yesterday's strategies become today's clichés. Tomorrow's battlegrounds demand novel tactics. Persist in viewing every epoch of your life as a new arena, one in which you must prove your dominance afresh. Let complacency be the enemy. You never cease to challenge. The minute you believe yourself invincible is the moment you become vulnerable. And so you stand, not at a destination, but at the gateway of perpetual conquest. You move through existence with unspoken declarations of intent, shaping reality through precision and intent, untouchable by the emotional currents that once swallowed you whole. You have become a force rather than a victim, an architect rather than a pawn. Every boundary you enforce, every attachment you sever, every silent decision you make, cements your position as a consequence no one can afford to ignore. This is the embodiment of true power, the relentless pursuit of sovereignty over self, the unyielding refusal to be owned by anything or anyone beyond your strategic imperatives.